Well, hi, Sabrina. Thank you for joining me. I have a few questions for you. So I thought maybe you'd start out by telling us who you are and who you work for and how you're connected to SEACT.
Okay, excellent. So I'm Sabrina Glenn, and I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Commuter Operations for the Piedmont Authority for Regional Transportation, but better known as PART, in the triad of North Carolina area. So that includes cities that maybe you've heard of if you've ever been to North Carolina: Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point. And as the Director of Operations, I oversee our bus operations van pool program, TDM program, call center, and marketing and outreach. So I get to dabble in a whole bunch of stuff, which is really awesome for me. As far as my role here at SEACT, so I am the current SEACT president. I am serving on my second term. I got involved in SEACT because we were at a national conference, I think it was, and actually I don't even remember which one it was because it was that long ago, when the outgoing TDM or SEACT president came up to me and a group of other members, Michelle and Paul specifically, who are still engaged, and said, "You guys need to be on the board. You're going to do amazing and take care of it." And we did, and it was amazing. And because it was so amazing, I continued and ran for president. My first role, the president, Dan Deanda, retired. And so by default, since I was vice president, I became president and then loved it so much I stayed. And luckily, people let me.
Yes.
So that was amazing. Yes.
That's great. That's great. So, well, I want to go back to your day job for just a minute because it sounds like it covers so many different areas of transportation. I think part of my question is just what does a typical day entail for you? But I can't imagine that you have a typical day. But before you answer that, how did you get into transportation? What brought you to your current position?
So, well, I'm going to go back because I think what got me into transportation is slightly interesting in that I moved back into my parents' house from school and had no direction or aspirations to really do anything. And my mom said to me, "On Monday, you're getting up and you're going to work. There's an internship available at the Met Council in Minnesota." And on Monday, I got up and went to work for a program called Metro Commuter Services. And I was interning there and answering phones and filing papers. And it was part of their transportation program. It was their TDM program there. And I just really loved what I was doing. And so hence here we are years later.
Yep.
And now I have, a very busy, I don't have a typical day. My days are generally very busy. If I have less than maybe 4 meetings, it's a pretty good day for me. But because I think my bus operations hat is where things kind of go sideways during the day because anything can happen. Buses break down, drivers don't show, passengers go crazy. So, that makes it pretty interesting. But I really try to dabble in a little bit of everything because I kind of like to think of myself as a lifelong learner. So being engaged in all these different pots means that every day I'm doing something new, every day I'm doing something interesting. And I really enjoy that.
I love that. I think that's really inspiring for me to hear because as I learn more and more about the TDM industry, I feel interested in other places. And so I like seeing how you've been able to put that together and get a chance to dabble in it too. In the interests. I'm interested in, you also said that you've had deep engagement in SEACT. How has that been valuable to you for your day job?
I really regret that I hadn't gotten involved actually earlier. And I know it's so cliche, and anybody who hears our board say this, right? We sound like we were drinking the Kool-Aid. But I think it's really, really true in that, having gotten engaged in the last several years, I've just learned so much and connected with people. And I think, that's part of what you find alluring about just ACT National as a whole, as an organization, is that people are really welcoming. They're really open to have that conversation with you, tell you something that they're doing or ask you questions about what you're doing. And so having gotten involved and now, knowing people on the national board and getting more involved in knowing Casey and Elizabeth and David on a first name basis versus just as people that I see at the conference has really just opened up opportunities and, like I said, learning opportunities, which I think are really important because no matter how long I've been doing this, somebody's always doing something different. Somebody's always doing something new. And so being able to see that has just been really enjoyable. And on top of it, meeting people, that I probably wouldn't have necessarily connected with has been really a great opportunity.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so a non-work related question. Okay. And maybe you have to think back to, normal times or look forward to normal times, but what is a fun day off for you?
Oh my God. So a fun day off for me is actually waking up early, having some sort of delicious breakfast, going probably like doing something outside, hiking, going to a lake, something like that, and then going to have a really delicious beer on an outside patio. That is like an amazing day for me.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. I
haven't had that. Now, don't get me wrong, with COVID, a lot of outside, right?
Right.
That has happened. But the winter got really hard because I am not a cold. I don't enjoy the cold. So that was a little tough. But I'm really looking forward to getting back into those phases and have beer out on an outside patio.
That sounds lovely. Well, okay. Well, how about when we run into each other at that in-person ACT conference, what's something non-work related that we'll find ourselves talking about?
So I think especially knowing you like I do, will be vacation, travel. Yeah. I love to travel. I think I probably can say a little bit of me just works to earn vacation and money so that I can travel. And so I think you've been to a lot of places in Europe that I have not been yet, although I did grow up in Europe. But another story. But I think, there's a lot of places as an adult that I would like to visit and see. And I think you and I could probably chat all night about that.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And so I can't wait for that conversation. So where's the next one that you're planning towards? Like what's top of your list for the next place you'll want to go?
So I actually am in the process right now of booking a trip to Mexico.
Oh, great.
So yes. I'm very excited. And that's going to be more of a family thing because we've all been apart for so long, right. That we are trying to figure out how to safely travel and get there and spend some time together. But after that, I have some family who lives in Austria. Oh. And I think that will be the next place that I go after that, is go spend some time with her and her family. They go to Croatia every summer to vacation because when you're in Europe, you vacation a lot. Yeah. And so I'd like to go visit them, maybe take a week in Austria and then a week on some beach in Europe.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I look forward to hearing the reports from those trips.
Yeah, should be exciting.
Well, thank you so much, Sabrina. It's really been fun getting to hear more about you and learn more and talk with you today.
Well, thank you so much, Sylvia. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.